Pillars of Eternity continues. Welcome back to more Pillars of Eternity. We did some downright evil shit in the last video. Killed an innocent man. His wife was chased out of the city, it looks like. And we left a drug dealer in his wake, who we can also sell equipment to. I mean, a mercenary's got to be able to sell his equipment and have options.
Adair, you have said you fought in the Saints' War, but for which side?
The one that blew up my god.
I didn't mean anything by it. I imagine a man with a head made of fire and light would be very convincing.
Funny thing about Dear Woodens. With all that fire and light, they just treated him like another authority figure.
Eder has something to say.
The dozens. Pretty sure you won't find one among them who stood within 100 miles of that bridge when the Godhammer went off. Too bad, too. Then there'd be less of them.
Why do they call themselves the Dozens? It was 12 Dear Woodens stood outside Halgod's Citadel waiting for Wadewind to cross the bridge there. They had to hold him there long enough for the Godhammer to detonate. So that's what they did. Godhammer? That's what they called the bomb they blew up Wadewind with. Don't know much about it other than that. Anything kills a living god, guess you gotta name it. What do you have against the Dozens? Nothing serious. Nothing I don't have against a lot of folks anyway. The Dozens, they like to take things into their own hands, get ugly sometime. We don't have them in the Gilded Vale. But they'd be right at home there. They picked that name so they could do what they wanted when they feel like it was right. Got nothing to do with honor or sacrifice. They like to invoke Magrin too, when they especially want to feel right. Somehow I don't think she'd be too impressed with that lot. I'm sure she'd like to set them on fire, anytime they use her name. But the gods probably got rules against that kind of thing. People hide behind symbols, so they can't be questioned. The Duke's a reasonable man. Maybe while we're in Defiance Bay, we can get him to force people to call themselves what they are. Don't imagine that they'd have as many members if they called themselves the loudmouth sheepfuckers. Let's continue on. No sheep fucking here, please. Good idea. Also, Mr. Ronstock has decided to level. Let's also keep into account what I was speaking with in the other videos. That is to say, giving them a point in athletics and survival is certainly worth it. Just to get second wind and just to get some different survival options. Maybe stealth helps too. I mean, how bad is wasting a point at this point? I can now use up to level 6 scrolls. I can't cast anywhere close to level 6 spells. I think we could roll with that. Actually, I just thought of something. Let me back out of that.
How may I help?
You can let Ronstock borrow your book. Oh, I gotta level first, so make sure I don't take displaced image or bounding missiles. Noxious Burst seems pretty cool. Deleterious alacrity of motion. I think we could go with haste as well. And now we'll also learn both these other spells. For the sake of Ronstock knowing it all. Even this rolling flame spell. Thank you, Aloth. Requires 8 lore. Paralyzes. The other thing we can do at this point, now that we got lots of money, is we can check out our stronghold here. Got some upgrades, security upgrades, reports, actions, upgrades, hirelings, party arrangements. Events occur at stronghold at time elapses. The higher your stronghold prestige, the more positive the events tend to be. However, a high security is also important, as it can help prevent theft and kidnappings. Adventurers are opportunities for your companions and adventurers to earn experience while they aren't in the party. Okay, cool. Visitors can affect security and prestige of your stronghold while they are present. Some events even offer rare items for sale, limited during periods of time. Nice. We obviously need the main keep because so much of this other stuff requires it. And the Barbicans as well. Hirelings help defend your stronghold from expensive collateral damage in the unfortunate event of attack. They cost money to maintain, but their cost usually offsets the potential for damage. Hirelings also contribute to the security and prestige of the stronghold, sometimes negatively.
Well?
Got bruised ribs. And wrenched shoulders. We are here, right?
As you wish.
Why not rest at the end as we properly should? I think my guys deserve a regular night of sleep.
Hail and well met.
Could I get a room? I'm cool with whatever.
What is it?
Merchant stay resting bonus.
Well?
Your brother, did you and he get along?
We got along how brothers do. He used to throw water on me to wake me up in the morning. I used to fill his boots with stinging ants.
My own brothers and sisters are doing very well for themselves, back in Takoa. I don't know that they'd search for me if I were killed so far from home.
Brothers can be funny. I bet you'd be surprised how far they'd go.
A young boy watches the passerby, counts a grimy handful of coins. His face and arms are smudged with dirt, but except for grass stains, his clothes are in good condition. As you approach, he blinks and makes a quick, furtive effort to pocket his coins.
Hey, mister, want to know a secret?
He wipes his nose with the sleeve.
I know a real good secret.
Looks like we got a little hustler here. Someone's raised this kid right.
Right, I'm sure a squeaky-voiced kid knows some amazing things about the city. No, I promise, it's really good secret.
He scampers in front of you and starts talking rapidly.
I know this place where these people hide things, really special things. If you help me, I promise, I'll show you. Help you a twat.
Gordy's voice suddenly rises in pitch and tempo.
The Crucible Knights have these daggers made out of March steel. It's the best steel around, except for Durgan steel, which doesn't count because no one makes that shit anymore.
He stops long enough to catch his breath.
Anyway, there's this merchant over by the Expedition Hall, and he has a dagger made of real March steel.
His eyes grow large and round.
He said he wouldn't sell it to me because I'm a kid, and kids don't know about anything about daggers. But that's not true. I know a lot about daggers. I know about the different kinds of steel. I know about the Crucible Knights make them for the forge, how they make them, what they do with them, who they stick them with. Stick them with the pointy end. I know that the tip can pierce low-gauge scale armor. I know that one's good and sharp and can cut through bone. I'm like a dagger dictionary. See, I know plenty about daggers. I really, really want this one. And if you could just get it for me, I promise I'll never ever ask anyone for anything again.
I used to have a knife when I was his age. I don't know a better way to learn what you should and shouldn't stab. I say we give him a chance. Heck yeah, I'm gonna get a young kid. Grab Gordy by the shirt and hold him above your head. How about you tell me that secret right now before I get angry? Oh man, that's great. I think that's what we gotta do, right? Oh man. Yeah, why not? Gordy burst into tears, stuttering through his sobs. You should have let me know you wanted to shake down the kid. I got this thing where I blow pipe smoke in their face. They get the message.
One of the actors said something under a loose stone near the theater.
Hurl Gordy to the ground. Don't try anything like that again, or you'll see what grown-ups can do with a nice sharp dagger. Gordy yelps as you send him tumbling to the ground, landing with an audible crack. He lies motionless. After several seconds, he quivers and sobs. Elo's eyes are cold and dark as he looks back at you. Fey, and shame on you, wicked creature.
What can I say? I don't like these fucking kids.
As you wish.
I need to find out where we can pick her up. We can probably do some of the other NPC quests. She's just not a good fit for the party, if you ask me. Something secret. Gordy, a child in Copperlane, told me he knows of a place where people hide. It's a loose brick by the theater after kicking the kid's ass. The marketplace. Farragund.
Well met, friend.
The young woman stands by the cart watching the crowd with large, bright eyes that focus on you as you approach. Take your time, traveler. If you're looking for enchanted scrolls or garb, you've come to the right place. Show me your wares! Whoa, can spend some copper here. Oh, I don't want to buy it. I want to see what it is. Only usable by a priest. First level spells. +1 a second, +1 a third. Its thick iron band is dented and scratched and appears to have seen much use. It is studded with 11 small beads, one for each of the gods. It was created by an Edirn priest to remind him of his devotion, particularly in the heat of battle. It is said that feeling his fingers rub against the beads, he would say a quick prayer to each of the gods, who blessed him in return. An Edirn priest. Telda's ring. An elven wizard of Edir, Telda was forever frustrated by the limits of her own considerable powers. After spending almost 2 centuries mastering most of the spells known to Kith, she found that her greatest challenge lay not within her repertoire, but her inability to make more frequent use of her magic. She spent the last century of her life studying a means to amplify her abilities. When at last she developed a spell she needed, she had it built into this ring, so that the prudent wizard need not cast the spell to make use of it. Nice. +2 to second level spell uses and +1 fourth. That's pretty good. But it's also a buttload of money. Perigund. The old woman bounces up and down at your approach. Remember me? We met by Manmere Bridge. She slaps you playfully on the shoulder. Thanks for helping me out back there. As promised, I'll give you the best prices in town. If it weren't for you, I'd still be broke. She has all the traps. Some camping supplies. I should probably buy that. Can never have too many grappling hooks. Not so worried about the shopping right now.
This looks like the kind of place we could find allies. For a price.
Whoa. Bandon Lear. A well-groomed man steps to the hall with confident swagger, a smug grin etched on his face. He is flanked by 5 other hard-looking individuals. Bin the Nimble. One of the companions eyes you for a moment before spitting chew at your feet. Another pup come wandering in, I see. Just know that Bine's giant slayers run things around here and you'll be fine. Never heard of him. His eyes narrow. You have now. Stick in Defiance Bay, and you will again. Plenty of bounties to go around, but there's a reason the giant slayers get the lion's share. Remember that. A voice bellows across the hall. Enough jabber, Bine! You gonna do the job or talk about it? His jaw tightens. Weenan's right. That coin ain't gonna collect itself. He looks at his comrades and jerks his chin toward the door. See you around, pup. Got some badasses in here, I guess. This is the faction house for the dozens. We're not actually going to be
What is
joining
it?
these guys.
For the last time, Aidwig, keep your fucking blade up! If that dummy was armed, it'd have your head off!
I'm looking for work.
You want an expedition? Talk to Wennon. I just handle these mercenary shit shovelers. Adventurers, I mean.
Although, he sizes you up. I do have something I need done. Something that requires... He glances sidelong at the adventurers, flailing away helplessly at a dummy. Competence?
What do you need done?
I was formerly one of the Knights of the Crucible. When I left, they kept my arms and armor. The arms they can have, but the armor belonged to my family. I'd like it back.
What is this armor?
It's a breastplate. Not much to look at, and it's seen far too much use, but it's been in my family since the liberation.
Why don't you ask for it back? That's what Lug does.
No. Oh, they'd like that, I'm sure. But I won't be going. Sooner be torn apart by dogs than give them the satisfaction.
Doesn't sound like leaving the Crucible Knights was your choice.
You don't choose to leave knighthood. The Crucible Knights, they may not be a real knighthood, but the oaths you swear are just as true. Still, turns out that even unofficial knighthoods have politics. You cross the wrong man, suddenly all kinds of accusations are thrown your way, and nobody believes you.
Nothing more destructive than a crowd with the wrong idea.
I'll see what I can do.
Then it's Penhelm you're looking for. A low snake of a man. If he was to die choking on his own black tongue, it'd be too kind of fate. He kept it when he had me kicked out.
He leans in close. I got a word from a reliable source that Penhelm visited a forger in Andr's Gift right after having the soul lineage read by a cipher in Dunred Road. Should you have it in your heart to find a way to ruin his life while you're there, well, drinks on me.
Having his soul lineage read?
It's a requirement to join the Knights. They have to ensure a novitiate doesn't have a subversive lineage. If Penhelm's superiors found out his affidavit was a fake, his career would be over. Every novitiate gets an affidavit from Dunreed Road, and those are stored at Crucible Keep. If you find Penhelm's, one of those ciphers could tell you if it's real.
Got business with me. Interesting. A rogue knight. Osric, a trainer at the expedition hall in Copperlane, told me that his breastplate would be somewhere in the Crucible Keep in First Fires. He also mentioned that Penhelm, the keeper of the armory, was one of the officers who had expelled him, and is unlikely to return the heirloom willingly. The quest Rogue Knight. Retrieve the breastplate. Again, we won't be joining this faction, so honestly we don't have much else to do here. We could get in trouble and kill people for stealing.
Aye? I'll have it in no time. The work of a moment.
This map marks areas of geological activity in the Deerwood and Irglanfath. Of note is the description of a cavern where molten rock flows within a deep chasm. I mean, no one was really looking, so why not?
I'll have it in no time. The work of a moment.
Good boy. No.
Well met, friend.
Can I buy something? I'm afraid not. See, the dozens only do business with me so long as I do business with them, and they're good customers. She jerks her thumb at the door, but if you get in Ostric's good side, he can make an exception for you. He's probably training some of the new recruits right now.
As you wish.
I don't think there's much that we can do here. But we can look into getting the guy's breastplate back. After that, though, we would have to actually pick a faction. And this isn't the one we're going to pick.
I'll grant you that animancy has had its failures, Balreach among them. But does that warrant attacks on innocent practitioners? Superstitious kith have spilled their share of blood.
That's no comparison. Animancers have the advantage of education, and with that comes authority and responsibility.
I have to say, it's wonderful to have someone to debate with. You'd think they'd be more welcoming of it at the Law College.
Or we could enjoy a glass of wine and a comfortable silence.
Eodhan the Ingenious. You see a small band of people walking down a rutted road, surrounded by a thick forest. This man walks alongside them, chanting and joking like they were lifelong friends. Though his appearance is one of frivolity, and his jovial facade is betrayed by the occasional sideways glance into the dense tree line. There is a noise from the trees around them, the sound of someone breaking a twig. The man holds up his hand, silencing the travelers and destroying the light-hearted tone of the evening. They look around, worried expressions on their faces, gathering closer together. The man motions to the group to stay where they are and heads into the trees. There's a silence for several seconds as they all strain to hear anything, clutching one another nervously. There's another rustling, this time coming from the direction the man entered the woods. A single figure emerges from the tree line, and the group visibly relaxes, seeing him approach. The figures come close enough for the group to see his face, and one of them lets out a cry of dismay when they realize this is not their friend. No sooner has the sound left his mouth than another group emerges from the woods, weapons drawn surrounding the travelers. As none of them are armed or in any state to fight, they are quickly subdued, bound, and relieved of their valuables. With a laugh, the bandits disappear back into the woods, leaving their quarry on the road. Safely back inside the forest, they meet up with the man. He smiles, mocking the gullibility of the people, who will trust a complete stranger as long as he buys them a drink. He takes his share of the spoils and leaves.
Well?
A lot of evil people in this game. Lug Lug is not alone. Give me the grappling hooks. That's right, this is the crack house.
In Tekoa, we have a memorial for the Saints' War. They say a Rawatai artillery master contributed to the Godhammer bomb. I wondered...
Of course. You want Rawatai to be a part of this history. Crow about how your people helped the Deerwood. Maybe your Ranganui lied, Amawa.
On second thought, I'll ask Adair.
The statuesque woman has a gaze that could cut stone. She turns her chiseled cheekbones to the sky and favors you with a look of acknowledgement. Her eyes shimmer under silvered eyeshadow and raise a precise line of color. Before you can speak, she throws her hand up in a dramatic fashion.
How do you do?
Autographs after the performance, please. Great art requires great concentration, and greatness is expected from the Revel of Stars.
What do you do?
That depends entirely on the demands of the role.
She lays a slender hand on her chest.
I am a pallid knight, the widow of the wood, and the warrior queen, Mocha. all at different times. To live a different life each day is a glorious thing indeed, my friend. I suppose I can spare a moment for a fan.
Huh? What is Revel of Stars? Also wanna fuck?
We are the finest theater troupe in the city. We believe that the best art is immersive and true to life.
She looks at the amphitheater with a rapturous expression.
We stage our performances right here in Copperlane for the edification of all.
Does the Revel of Stars take in any new members? I want to be in a play.
But of course, good drama is the balm to the soul, and we wish to offer a true theatrical experience to as many as possible.
What kind of members do you take?
We'll take in new and old, the tall and small, the experienced and inexperienced, whoever's best suited to fulfill the role to the utmost.
How long do you keep members?
As long as they're able to satisfy the demand of their roles.
She smooths a wayward strand of hair.
True acting can be a grueling process, so some last longer than others.
Doing a little play here. This elderly man paces back and forth, taking short, hobbled steps. His gaze is distant, and beneath it are dark rings of many restless nights. He appears to be having a conversation with someone who isn't there.
And the way you fought, cutting down 2 at a time, we shared quite a victory, you and I. Watch where you're going, you babbling old fool.
The man looks up at you, startled.
My, oh my, by the flame. For just a moment I thought I heard her.
He puts a hand on his chest, catching his breath.
What troubles you?
Just the memories of my youth in the North Watch ranges, trials and adventures from a lifetime ago.
He shakes his head.
Of late, the memory of lost battles and fallen friends has been especially vivid.
Make it quick, old man.
He sighs wearily.
My Roinia, slain along with the rest of the rangers by a necromancer called Helig of Thane. It's been almost 60 years, but suddenly the memories are as fresh and sharp as if they were yesterday. And the dreams...
He shakes his head again.
I know this sounds like an old man's madness, but I hear her voice just over my shoulder, calling to me in my dreams. At night I see her wandering the catacombs beneath the city, trying to escape. Foolish as it sounds, I can't shake the idea she's somehow down there, waiting for me. I even ventured below, though it damn near cost my life.
He hesitates.
For half the warrior I was in my youth, I'd search every grave and rat hole. As it is, I'm stuck with its feeble body and the agonizing notion that my love is somehow down there beyond my help.
You want me to chase a dream?
It's more than that, I know it. My dreams were never more than faded memories, but this feels as real and as fresh as the conversation we're having now. If it's payment you're concerned about, I still have plenty of weapons from my old adventuring days. They're well made. They'll serve you on the battlefield or at the merchant's stall as you choose.
I'll search the catacombs then, long as you give me something of use.
Tears spring to the old man's eyes.
There's an entrance just southwest of here, on the other side of the canal.
He sniffs and wipes his eyes.
You're truly a gift of the gods. If there's anything you can find of her.
What is it? Of course.
Skinflint. You see an older dwarf counting coins behind a grimy shop window, hair limp with grease and sweat, a sneer playing across the edge of his pinched mouth. The bargains of the day lie scattered across the table, from tarnished tawdry jewelry to an acid-encrusted dagger laying precariously near the edge. His half-nose twitches in anticipation as a customer enters, a disheveled young noble, once white doublet stained with life gone wrong. Eyes dart behind him, searching for pursuit, before he dumps the contents of his Hessian bag on the table. The dwarf leans forward, fingers flicking through the silverware and assorted goblets. He shakes his head empathetically, sneer fully settled, shoving the items back at the man. The man pleads, begs, eyes rolling panicked in their sockets, asking for something, anything, a few silvers. The dwarf leers and tosses 3 copper pounds on the table. Desperate, the young noble tears a signet ring from his finger, to the dwarf's ill-concealed delight. A few more coins go into the pile, and the defeated man, swearing stitches under his breath, exits the shop. The venerable dwarf grins at his good fortune, picking food out of his 2 sharp teeth as he examines his haul. It's time to head into these catacombs.
Of course.
As you approach the dead man, you can feel the faint traces of his soul lingering, a stunned uncertainty holding it in place. As you near, without warning, the soul hurries towards you, as though you are a solitary light in the dank gloom of this place, come to usher it away. Its essence invades your consciousness. You're in a different body now, walking deep into the catacombs, cloaked in a dark robe with a mask pulled over your face. You're following a familiar path along the canal, heading to a room built around a statue of a figure wearing a robe much like yours. Others await, clothed in hoods and shadows. Ahead is another figure dressed like you, traveling in the same direction. You don't know his name, and that's how it's supposed to be. Out of the darkness, something monstrous grabs the other figure. You turn to flee, but find yourself face to face with a troll. The panic pounding through your brain is interrupted by razor-edged teeth and claws. You snap yourself out of the dead man's memory. The corpse lies on the damp and grimy ground. His hood and mask are missing, and his clothes are shredded.
What is it?
Hey.
Black Uzis.
Bring them down!
As you wish.
Those are Black Uzis. Activate spit.
I shall be discreet. Get that trolly troll.
Yeah, Eder.
Leave it to me!
I think we're better off with the flail. This piercing might work better on a human. But it's all going to depend on their defenses. And slimes and trolls, I can only imagine that bludgeoning weapon is going to do better. It's also why it's good to have hot swappable weapons. Our Spirit Slayer.
Course.
Attack! Still just doing two.
What is it?
I don't know. I feel like this is the best formation just because it's going to put Eder and Luglug up front. I'd have to actually move their portraits around, and I don't know how Luglug's going to feel about putting Eder in front just to make him at the tip of a formation. Oh, some myconoids. Some sporlings. Whole bunch of them. And some trolls. Whoa!
So much.
Love. This thing is doing. Lava will be on seek.
So I should be able to disengage. He's not engaged with me, so... Grimoire Slam.
This thing isn't doing the job.
Of course.
Forgot about my chanter and my massive amount of skeletons. Some dank spores. So dank. Yeah, that was fun.
That's not very helpful.
Oh, thanks for not going down and helping. Eder. I was like, I thought Eder was just hidden behind the mushroom. No, he's up there watching.
I shall be discreet.
Opal.
Well?
A vessel bone. Once one of the bones to which a soul desperately clung, now it holds only traces of life it held.
As you wish.
He turned Lug real quick. Confused. I don't know that I have anything against confusion, per se. Fear, yes. Weakened, sickened. Circle of protection. Hobbled and stuck afflictions. Yeah, I'm not sure. Don't think I have a spell for that yet.
That's no good.
No, don't go attacking him.
What?
What is it?
Made my saving throw, bitch. We have us a little door here.
Yes? I'll see what I can find.
The small Orland man appears to have pulled together some crates and scraps of cloth to make a rather sorry-looking little camp. The thick fur on his limbs is matted, and his clothes smeared with blackening grime. He looks startled as you entered, his eyes widening in alarm.
Hail, traveler.
Hello there. Wasn't expecting any visitors down in these parts.
He glances around the dim room.
What are you doing here?
Yorn grimaces.
I've been a little down on my luck lately. Didn't have anywhere to stay, so I thought I'd come down here.
Nobody pokes around in the catacombs much. Not until you, anyways.
There are less dangerous places to live as a meager life. You're hiding from something or someone.
Yorn looks around the dingy chamber and nods slowly, expression pained.
Yeah, I guess that's plain enough to see.
He sighs heavily.
Very well, it's true. I've been hiding from the knights down here. But it isn't what you think.
He ducks his head.
It was an accident. It's been hard for me here in Defiance Bay. I suppose I thought if I got involved in the city business, if I made the right friends, it would get easier in time. And it did, really. I made a name for myself, a place. People actually listen to me when I talk. Well, they used to. People can get very passionate about these things. We were discussing, I think it was shipping agreements, of all the things to fight over. But this one night, this man, he got very angry. I think he maybe had a little too much in him at the end. Yorn pauses, and I guess he didn't like an Orlan talking back to him. I struck him. He came towards me, and I hit him. And he went over like a tree. I guess he struck his head on the way down. Yorn lowers his gaze and shrugs helplessly. Turns out he was a knight. The Crucible Knights won't care how it happened. They just want me gone. They won't let me live long enough to see the rope. Please. He looks at you with a pleading expression. I just want to get out of the city. The second I can get money for passage, I won't trouble anyone again, I swear it. I'll live quietly, but you can't tell him I'm here.
That reward's worth more than your sorry life.
Magrin, help me.
Yorn says,
So be it.
I mean, I guess it'd be evil to attack this poor little guy. I don't really want to help the Crucible Knights either, though. Not sure how I'm going to let that one play out. I'm going to have to think on that one while I'm down here. Let's instead go in here.
I'll have it in no time. The work of a moment.
Holy undead shit.
Of course I can't change my sword. I guess this wouldn't really count as a spirit, it's a vessel. Skeletal Wizard. You better get on that. What do you guys think we should do with the Orlan?
Still alive?
I shall.
Fine scale.
Well?
Well, folks, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up here in the Copperlane Catacombs. Stay tuned for more Pillars of Eternity soon to come.